Hey, good morning, family. So, Reginald Martin here again of Kemetic Centered Living, and I'm out on my usual morning walk. And I wanted to talk today about some of the ideas, a lot of the ideas that I talk about, and how I talk about them, relating them to Christianity and why that is, because the reason is that Christianity, the entire religion, everything that Christianity has put into the Bible is essentially ancient Kemetic and ancient African spiritual ideas that they twisted and flipped a lot of times. Okay, so something that was supposed to be positive and good, a lot of times they would flip it to where it end up they use it really what I consider like psychological warfare, where they make the idea something that creates guilt, shame, and fear. Family, those are negative emotions. They're negative vibrations, okay? And anything that makes you feel those emotions and those low vibrational emotions are not supposed to be. This is the simple reason why. Your soul perceives through you even while you are alive, okay? Your soul doesn't stop doing what it does. You are a soul having a human experience, okay? You're not a human with a soul. You're a soul that has projected into this reality, okay? That's the science behind these ideas, okay? And how you project it is a big part of what we have been taught as Christianity. We've been taught it was flipped, and we've been taught that it was something about Jesus dying on the cross for our sins. And I'm going to explain this here. But so in the ancient, what we know as the Bible was really ancient esoteric knowledge, and esoteric simply means that it was something that only a small few knew. Okay, it was hidden. Okay, and you can trace it back through the Greek Gnostics most times, and because they put out a lot of the more esoteric knowledge that was supposed to never be written down. But you can trace it back through the Greek Gnostics to their ancient Egyptian teachers. Okay, so the Greeks, the Greek miracle, they are called the Greek miracle because it's like all of a sudden, poof, their civilization just flourished. A lot of it was because of the knowledge and information that they got from the ancient Egyptians, the ancient esoteric knowledge. So the idea of, so the esoteric idea of death and dying is actually coming from the perspective of ancient Kemet, and I'll use Kemet and Egypt interchangeably because ancient Kemet was actually prehistoric Egypt. So from the ancient Kemetic perspective, everything that they were teaching was from the perspective of a soul incarnating or projecting into the earth plane. That was their main, that was the main ideas that they were teaching. And the knowledge was for the soul to obtain, okay? And it was to learn, it was to help the soul learn how to recognize itself, okay? Different things that were being taught. But let's just take, for instance, the idea of Jesus, okay? And the idea that Jesus represented is something that all spiritual systems have. And it's something that we experience as human beings naturally all the time. But Christianity flipped it and made it something external that we were supposed to worship, instead of recognizing that it's just simply something that we experience. So The idea of Jesus comes from the ancient term, Kemetic term of Yeusa. That's I-U-S-A, okay? And the I's were pronounced with the Y sound back then, okay? So Y and I were interchangeable. So Yeusa also ended up becoming the term Yeshua, okay? And they just put the SH in there. That means that's a little nuance that's connected to the idea of fire that Yeshua means, okay? But Yeusa represented the idea of the primordial fire, okay? The primordial intellect of the Creator incarnating into the earth plane, okay? Yeusa and Jesus is a cognate of the term Yeusa, okay? But the primordial fire or light incarnates into humanity, to all of us. Everything that is part of this earth plane is started from this primordial fire, okay? It couldn't happen otherwise, okay? Couldn't exist otherwise. Yeusa, the light of the world, okay? Meaning the light that's in the world, okay? That's a part of all of us, became that idea of also a play on words, and because poets and mythicists wrote a lot of the Bible and the things that became a part of the Bible, they used play on words to describe a lot of things, okay? So that primordial light, of course, became the idea of enlightenment, which enlightenment became the idea of wisdom. Those two things actually are like part of what we might talk about as far as Jesus represents. And I wrote a lot of this in my book that I published last year. But so the primordial light, that's a part of all of us, and called Yeusa, okay? Back then it was named Yeusa. Well, when that light descended into the earth plane, that was the ancient Kemetic concept of the soul dying, okay? So in other words, the idea of death to them was, from the soul perspective, the soul died, and the death was that it lost its omnipotent awareness, okay? So in the soul world, a soul is connected to the all and is omnipotent, has the all. But when you incarnate or die, you forget that when you become human. But the idea is that soul is supposed to help you to recognize and realize who you are again, okay? Well, the science of it says that there are 4 elements that need to occur, and this is metaphorical ideas, not literal. There are 4 elements that a soul and anything needs to do they need to come together in order to project into the earth plane. Those elements are earth, air, fire, and water, okay? Again, they're metaphors, they're not literal, all right? But earth, air, fire, and water are 4 elements, and those 4 elements, the way that they have to be used to project into the earth plane, there has to be a cross that has to be made. So, okay, so earth, air, fire, and water, okay? So that cross. Just a second here, I got to negotiate some mud here and make it through. Don't y'all laugh if I fall. Oh, okay. All right, I made it through. Basically, any human being that has incarnated, or any soul that has incarnated and been born human, literally died on the cross, okay? So That's one thing that the crucifixion is actually about us, okay? It's about us as humanity crossing over into the earth plane to have human experience. So all of these concepts were universal. They were divine, okay? And that's what divine means. It's simply universal, okay? It means that it's something connected to everybody. Well, Christianity flipped it and made it about one miracle being that did this, okay? They externalized this internal idea, okay? And so that's one thing that they changed. The other thing that they changed was, of course, to make it the idea of the fall being something that is sinful, that mankind was deemed wicked because of their fall from the heavens, okay? Satan supposedly, or Lucifer, supposedly fell from the heavens. But if you look up Lucifer, you'll find that it never was connected to Satan. That's something that Christianity did later. But Lucifer simply means light bringer. So it wasn't some entity or some evil entity as Christianity has made it. They again flipped something that was actually empowering that ended up making it disempowering when they externalized it. And it's so crazy to me that God is supposed to be, from a Christian perspective, God is supposed to be the most powerful being. I just had to negotiate this. God is the most powerful being in the universe, but yet Satan runs rampant, causing us humans all kinds of problems that God ends up punishing us for. Dude, really, if we're supposed to be God's children, if any of my children were having issues that I could remove the issue from, I'm a parent. I'm going to remove that issue. Why wouldn't God just remove Satan? Damn, get rid of him. Unless he's so powerful, you can't. Or the idea has something much. The idea that was first taught is just something much, much deeper, which that is the truth. Okay. So at any rate, so the idea of the fall simply meant that the light of the Creator, that primordial light, incarnated into the earth plane. All right. So these are just ideas that we have been taught or were taught as Christians. They flipped them to end up really despiritualizing the idea of these ideas. And when I say despiritualize, it means that it disconnected us from our own spiritual source, okay? From our own inner well of wisdom, where is what they did. So, but that's family. I get a lot of Christians come to my channel, and well, actually, there's two types that come to my channel, and neither one of them are very nice people. Usually not nice to me anyway. But it is the people who believe they are conscious. They call themselves the conscious people. They're awake, and the Christian people who, of course, thinks that I'm trying to attack Christianity, when in reality I'm just saying, hey, this is what the idea meant in the beginning, And unfortunately, I have to. I'm just truthful about what I know. I'm truthful about the idea of Jesus, and it runs into their programming, And the conscious people, good God, if you're conscious, then you're not going to attack people and berate people because you understand that you're not going to lower another human being's vibration. You're not going to make them feel bad about themselves. You know, you're going to help raise consciousness if you are conscious. Dang, I just walked through some spider webs. If you are conscious, okay? But these people come in. I mean, had one person the other day. I say good morning. That's my term. That's what I like to use. Good morning, because we all know what that means. They go, well, instead of saying good morning, you should say grand rising. I like good morning. So how about I be me and you be you? You know, if you like grand rising, use that. And for me, it's the same with Christians. If you want to remain Christian and worship, do that. If that works for you, I say do that and keep doing that if that works for you. But I know, having been a Christian, that a lot of those ideas don't. Having lived around Christians all my life, I know those ideas don't. I know my own mother, especially when she was younger, she dealt with so many mental issues, trying to balance Christianity and who she was, you know? And so it was impossible for her to live her life and be a human being and you know, feel the things that she was feeling as a young woman, and just go through what she did and balance her Christian beliefs, because we come from a Christian family that's just, good God, you want to call it conservative beliefs or whatever. Our Christian family was their version of Jesus. If you didn't believe in their version of Jesus, you wasn't a Christian in their mind. All these are all Christians, but they all fought against each other in a sense, or it ended up separating our entire extended family because they were just so dogmatic. But my point being is that people can be so set in their ways to where they can't even be tolerant of other people that have other views and other ideas different from theirs. And they can be nasty and ugly. And family, everybody here, as long as you're a part of humanity and you believe you're human and you enjoy being human, you're welcome on this channel. I don't care what you look like. It's how you vibe, you know. You bring positivity to me, because that's what my videos are gonna do. Is I am wanting to uplift humanity. I am wanting to lift the vibe, so that when you come to my channel, you watch a video, you're gonna leave encouraged, okay? So I don't believe in, you know, trying to make a person feel bad. Now with Christianity, I compare and contrast because I'm a teacher, okay? And I know a lot of times you cannot understand a new idea unless you can compare it to what the old idea was. And that's what I have to do with Christianity. Otherwise, I could care less, you know? But at any rate, conscious people, they read a lot of books, they have a lot of knowledge, but they have no idea how to apply it, you know? And it shows in their actions towards other people, because if you're conscious and you understand what these ideas are about, they're about helping you transform, okay? Helping you transform from the inside out. And even like, I know a lot of them, a lot of people get where they want to read the Book of the Dead, or what the ancient Egyptologists call the Book of the Dead. But that's not what it was called in ancient Kemet. It was actually called the Book of Coming Forth by Day. But this is again where people don't understand the ancient Kemetic perspective, that the soul is the life and the human body is actually the human body that is not aware of their soul connection. That's the person that's dead, okay? That was their ancient terminology, or the esoteric terminology for somebody that was dead. Now, I just explained that earlier, okay? The idea of what death means, which was losing your omnipotent awareness. People read the Book of the Dead, and you're told that the Book of the Dead, okay, which is, again, the book of coming forth by day, which is another term for saying gaining wisdom, okay? That on one level. But they say that it's a book of spells, and if you're Christian and you hear the word spells and magic, what do? You're gonna make damn sure you don't read the Book of the Dead. So the Egyptologists, and a lot of them were Christian. The first one that broke the code in the Rosetta Stone definitely was Champollion. A lot of them were Christian, and of course, they are going to characterize a lot of these ideas from their Christian perspective. But I want you to just use a little bit of logic here. Why would the soul need a book, a soul that is no longer even incarnate, okay, and a book of spells? The second thing they always say is that the book of spells were for the soul in the afterlife. Damn, isn't the soul already in the afterlife if they're dead? Okay, so the Book of the Dead was not for souls, it was for us, for human beings, and these ideas were about the human being learning about these ideas, okay? So it was the book of coming forth by day. It was the book of learning, coming into the light of wisdom, okay? That's what the Book of the Dead was for. Not for a soul to read. Hell, a soul ain't gonna read in the afterlife. But at any rate, even so just if you do some research on the Book of the Dead, you'll find that it was really, there was no standardized book, okay? The one that we have gotten passed down from us, to us, the Book of Ani, was just one that they actually, that was in one piece, basically, that they could read it. But everybody, and by the time this was really like a cottage industry, because if you read the Book of the Dead, you'll notice that the letter N is in there a lot of times in a lot of the sentences. And it's where basically they put a blank. The N was essentially a blank where they could just insert a name, anybody's name, in that particular passage, okay? So in other words, they were mass producing these ideas, and you could literally go to a scribe and get a one produced for yourself, and you could just put the ideas that you wanted in there, okay? And they would just insert your name. So where the N was, they replaced the N with your name. So at any rate, so again, the idea is that these incantations were to help you as a person figure out, live life, in a way that you could be vibrationally aligned. That's really what it was about, okay? So, at any rate, that was just a couple ideas, family, that I wanted to share. How Christianity really flipped a lot of the ideas that are empowering. If you check out a lot of my videos, you will see I really get a lot more detailed with these ideas, okay? And I'm breathing a little hard. I just came up a hill. But at any rate, all right, family, I'm going to continue on my walk, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, okay?